A day is made by his grand design. So fill up your cup as you listen in. Wake up in the morning with Shelly on WAPN. On WAPN. On WAPN.
Good Tuesday morning. How are you this morning? I am great and ready for today. I kind of feel like I have a migraine a little bit, so I'm wondering, I didn't even look, is it supposed to rain today? Yesterday's weather was so weird. Like, it would rain at the station, then it wouldn't be, and then I'd be going somewhere else and it'd be raining. So I don't know. Is it the rainy season? I know we live in Florida. We're getting ready to go into the hurricane season. I got a text this morning that says, your generator needs servicing. So I'm thankful. Yes, I am thankful. Need to call and figure out who does the generator service on the radio station. We did have to have it click on Friday with all those crazy, I think it was Friday, the crazy storms. So yeah, I want to make sure that all the propane is good and that the generator is happy before we go into this hurricane season. I believe it's going to be a good season. I believe that we're going to have no major problems, no flooding, no any of that stuff. And everything will be good, but you still need to prepare. Not crazy prepare. I sometimes do crazy prepare, but I'm not going to do that this year. I've got some water, non-perishable stuff like that. But we've made it through it before. We'll do it again. We're Florida strong. Florida is an amazing, great place to live. I love being here in Florida. I love being here in Holly Hill. I love our little town. Yesterday we had Chief Williams in here talking about our little town and how good it's doing and just taking care of business. Next week will be our mayor and our city manager. So thankful the city of Holly Hill wants to participate and keep us updated on the things that are going on. Well, have y'all been driving down Ridgewood towards Daytona on the corner of LPGA and Ridgewood? They are under construction. Yes, they are. They have taken down all those ugly buildings that have been driving me crazy, clearing up that whole area. So darn excited. I love to see change. I love to see the town getting a little bit of an uplift here and there, update, whatever you want to call it. So drive on down the road and look and see what's happening. Now, I know what's going there, but I don't know if they've announced it yet. So pretty excited about that. There's another thing going in a little bit farther down the road. Haven't seen that progress yet. They said they're going to have to remove some trees in order to make that happen. It's amazing because I'll see buildings that there'll be nothing, and then all of a sudden there's a building, and then some things seem to take forever. And I just don't get that. I guess permitting and all that stuff, I don't do all that stuff, so I don't know about those kind of things, but it is funny how sometimes it will look like ucky, and then all of a sudden you've got this beautiful building and a new business here in town. Holly Hill is into businesses. They are into different things to help businesses. So I hope that you consider coming to Holly Hill. If you're a business in the area and thinking, well, hey, I would love to get the Lord's Chicken here in Holly Hill. That would make my day. That would be so, I don't know if that'd be good though, because then I'd probably go there way too much. So that probably would not be good. Today is granddaughter lunch. I get to take 2 granddaughters to lunch this afternoon. I need to get to the return store, which is UPS, just so you know. And I've got a hole back in my truck. I went yesterday. I said, I'm going to get serious. And I said, I'm going to do it all today. And I did. It took me a couple hours, but I got all the returns together, got all the little labels ready. I love the fact that you can download them all on your phone and all that and just walk in, click, 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 click. So I did get all that taken care of yesterday. I just got to wrap a present real quick. And so getting things done. And are you a list person or how do you get them done? I kind of do a little bit of everything. I've really tried hard to use my calendar and my phone, and I still like a paper calendar. I don't know. I like a paper calendar. I have one in the kitchen on the wall. I like to look at it and see what's going on in the neighborhood. I like one on my desk. And then, of course, I do have it in my phone also. Last night was Bold Ladies of Volusia County. And Deb Stokes did such a good speaking about, your health and about things that cause you to have cortisol and different things. So she did a great job on that. And then the nonprofit last night was One Family, Sandra Hogue, and she did great. And we were able to bless her with, I think it was $280. So that was really nice. And thankful that we could do that. Volusia County has a different kinds of women events all over, and you can decide what you want to be in. I do several different things throughout the month, a little bit of everything, because I like to have a variety. So last night was Bold Ladies of Volusia County. A shout out to how well they are doing. We met in a different place last night I had never been to. So I had to do a couple of U-turns. Wasn't sure that was where we were actually going. I'm so excited whoever put that little sign that I found when I did the second U-turn. But a facility up in the trails I'd never been to. That was a fun thing to get to do. I love to see new things. And of course, Jen did a spread. I mean, does she do a spread or what? And so that was very kind of her. Saw Sandy with the balloons, and just great seeing the women in this town, the businesses in this town that make time for each other. We did a great little game, an icebreaker, just great time. So I'm thankful for, like I said, Bold Ladies of Volusia County. If you ever want to join, it's once a month, and meet me there. I'd love to see you there. Thursday night is Volusia County Women That Care. Another organization that I truly is dear to my heart and to nonprofits. We meet quarterly. And so a group of women and men now get together, and it's $100 a quarter, and we change a life for a nonprofit. If you'd like to meet me there, it's at the college, and that is Thursday night. So things going on, busy. I also do the Holly Hill Business Luncheon once a month, and shout out to Becky who has organized that, and great to see Holly Hill businesses coming out and participating in that. And if you do come out to the Holly Hill Business, you have an opportunity to have a spotlight here on WAPN, free interview about your local business here in Holly Hill. So let's get involved with things. I think it's very important to get involved in something. And I'm a big on volunteering. I think it's important to do different things. There's an opportunity always waiting to happen. But we get to decide what we want to be part of. And this is what I say. Well, first of all, you got to show up. But second of all, I always say, try it and see if that's a fit for you. I happen to love to do food drops. I absolutely love food drops. I love to sling the food. I love to figure out number. I'm a numbers kind of girl, so I like to see how they figure that all out. I love to see how many families get blessed. It's just something I truly love to do, and it is working. It is hard work. It is joyful work. It is something that fills my heart. I love nonprofits. That is something that has been huge in my life lately, is working on the nonprofits and how we can get their information out there and do things with them. So that is something I will always do. Like last night hearing Sandra Hogue, I know her story. It's such a huge impact on the foster families of this area. So I'll reach out to her today to get her in here for the interview. But life-changing, the thing they do, the portal they have that reaches out and helps people if they need a bed or a washer or whatever they need, and how they train up churches and how you can become a wraparound, and just the different things that one family does is amazing. And so I'll get her in here and we'll talk more about that. But nonprofits are the best kept secret in this town. People don't realize it, that we have some amazing, wonderful nonprofits that love to help others and love to participate with others. I love getting to tour the different facilities and seeing what they're actually about. Sometimes you think an organization is one way, or you think it does this. And then once you tour the facility or, hear their story, it's really cool to hear the different things. I was at Hum recently, and I never knew that the Hope Place was what it was. I had been there before for a dinner thing, but I actually had never toured the property and saw that they have a garden there, and that they have a children's thing, and they have a grocery store like thing, and they have they've got chores to do, and there's different levels for living there, and just amazing what they have done with an old school, and they've transformed it into a facility that helps so many lives and changes so many lives. And so that's probably one of my favorite things that I've got to do over the last few years, is come alongside and interview the different nonprofits and find out what's going on. But we are a Christian radio station, and our main goal in WAPN is to win souls to Christ, and of course praying for you. And if you're a ministry or a church or a layman that says, hey, I would like to come in and do a program, you can email me at wapn@wapn.net. I would love to get you on the air. Literally, you can come in here, I'm going to train you, and you can be literally on the air that week. And that's the thing. If you want to, if you're in Volusia County and you want to come live, you get to do all the podcast stuff also, which is lots of fun. I know sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. This mouse and me have a little relationship that's sometimes kind of hard, but you can come in live, be on YouTube and Facebook, or if you're in a different town, a different state, whatever, and you want to send us the file, we can get you on the air that way also. So head on over to WAPN.net, look at the program guide and say, hey, I would like to be on the air. What do I need to do to be part of this ministry? And I'd love to talk to you and get you on the air. We are social media. We love doing social media. Not only are we a radio station here in Holly Hill, 91.5 FM, we have our sister station in Madison County, 91.7 FM. We have an Apple app, WAPN Radio. We do YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, what else? Twitter. So we do a little bit of everything because I think that everybody does something different. Everybody has a different way of listening. Everybody has a different way of hearing. Everybody has a different way of learning. And so I like to have all the different platforms available for you to check out and try. I love to hear how you listen to us, where you listen to us, what's your favorite show, what you do, don't like, whatever. That is always interesting to me because I am a numbers person and I am a statistics kind of person. And so I like those kind of things. And so let me know what you're listening to. Do you have a favorite song that you listen to? Maybe a favorite pastor? It's just fun hearing that information. I love it when I'm out and about and people come up and say, oh, you're Shelley from WAPN. WAPN has been on the air for 40 years. It'll be 41 before you know it. It seems like we were just celebrating. And this year has gone by. Can you believe we're already halfway through May? How did that happen? I feel like Christmas was just here. We were doing a toy drive, and here we are halfway through May. So, it just, the time goes. And what are you doing with your time? What are you can look back and say, wow, this is what I did with my time. For me, I love being in the community. I love being a Christian radio station, but I want to look back and say, what difference did WAPN make? I know it's made a difference in a lot of people's lives, brought them to the Lord, has encouraged them through some hard times, has prayed for them when they needed prayer and they didn't feel like they had hope. And I also want to be for people to learn about, like I said, the nonprofits and the different things of our area, how we can participate. The other day, we did the food drop with the post office, and that was a neat thing. It's the easiest thing I do. And get a bag of groceries together and put them by your mailbox, and wow, you've just blessed how many ministries in this town got blessed because of that food drop. There's something you can always do. We do diapers and wet ones here. I prefer the wet ones probably more than the diapers just because, yes, we have a diaper bank in this town, and I'm so thankful to be part of that at Junior League. But wet ones, it's wonderful to give them a whole bunch of wet ones that they can participate and give out in the community. So every quarter I call Michelle up and I say, hey, we've got wet ones or we've got whatever to give you. And so that is something that we will constantly be part of, is the diaper bank here in Volusia County. I never knew about it. When I found out about it a few years ago, it just checked off a thing in my heart that said, I remember being a single mom. I remember how hard it was for diapers and wet ones and all that. So dear and near to my heart. So you can always drop off wet ones here at WAPN. If I'm not here, there's a mail drop out front, a box. You can put them in there. I'll see you on the camera. I appreciate so much when people are doing that. Something I want to do this year, and I've already started getting different supplies for it. So maybe you say, hey, what can I get? Lip balm. I want lip balms. I want personal size hand creams. I want little books that they can write in, like, a little journal book, a nice pen. There's just some different things that I want. Maybe package of mints, maybe some cards, like birthday cards or Christmas cards or whatever, that are blank with envelopes, and then maybe some stamps. I want to make up some gift baskets and bags to take to a nursing home. And June Wood, one of our pastors here on WAPN that you can hear on Mondays at 3 o'clock, she gave me her year devotion, a couple boxes of those to give. So that is something that I want to do before the holiday season. is get those into nursing homes. And so if you maybe want to buy a whole bunch of lip balms, like I said, or a whole bunch of cards, boxes of cards that we could divide up so many per bag or whatever. Maybe you want to say, I can do a couple books of stamps and we can cut them up and give each person 4 or 5 stamps, a nice pen, whatever you can do. That is going to be for the nursing homes. So that's a project that I'm in the middle of. Don't talk a lot about it yet, but that is something near and dear to my heart. Well, let's get this Tuesday going. Got so much to do, and I'm so excited to see what God's got planned for today. Let's get our favor on. If you can learn to stay in the attitude of faith in the darkest hour and the boldly declare the favor of God, nothing is going to be able to keep you down. I mean, nothing. God's got you. It is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. Today, 78 with a low of 73. Madison, 76 with a low of 66. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Kelly. Happy anniversary to anybody celebrating an anniversary. Today is Nutty Fudge Day. Yes, I like lots of nuts in my fudge. Yum, 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 yum. Go like, follow, share. That's how we keep moving up in the algorithm. It's very important to constantly, checking and liking and sharing, and all those things make a big difference. So let us know. Who do you listen to? How do you listen? Where do you listen? I love numbers and statistics, so let me know. Well, y'all have a wonderful, great day. I am praying for you as you pray for me.